I'm excited. I'm packing my bags, heading to my family's cabin for a week. It's in the middle of nowhere. It takes an hour-long boat ride to get there. You can't even drive there. Visiting my grandparents. So needless to say, despite the fact that books are made from trees, there are no libraries in the woods, and so I'm gonna need to go get some reading material before I head up in order to be able to read while I'm there. So I figured, as this channel is autodidact, I'll bring you along to the library, show you what I'm picking out. It's gonna be math related. I'm hyped. And then it's off to the first of many autodidact travel vlogs. So without further ado, let's get to it. Turns out, library closes in like 20 minutes because it's a holiday, so I don't have that much time to pick out a book, so I'm going to speed run it. This is an authentic search. I didn't have a plan for what I'm going to get, but I know I want a general book and a specific book. I usually get the two, so history of mathematics or like a biography of a mathematician or something along those lines, and then a more specific book like real analysis or abstract algebra or group theory or something like specific. So general, specific, I like. Okay, library closes in like 2 minutes, so I just like rushed and had a bunch of books, so I wasn't very selective, but mostly abstract algebra, a little bit of mathematical logic, and one on mathematical history. Alright, April Madness 15 is just rendering, so I thought I'd go over the books, and it's already almost 7 o'clock, so it's gonna be a really late drive up, but it should be entertaining. I'm gonna film it a little bit, so it should be my first attempt at a travel vlog. Okay, what did we get here? It was honestly such a haze, I totally almost blanked out, because I had like 15 minutes, and there's people coming telling you I had to go, and there was people on the loudspeaker like, the library's closing in 15 minutes, please take out all library material. I was like, I don't have any library material, I gotta run. And so I just started grabbing stuff, and basically like one of those shopping sprees. It was like, just like, toss it in the cart, who cares? So I got groups and fields. I wanted to actually, that was a targeted one. I want to read more on rings. So if this has to do with rings, then I'm good with. Because fields are just the next step after a ring in certain perspectives. I don't know how this guy's gonna take it, but. Then we're gonna go to an introduction to algebraic structures. I just like the guy, I flipped it open, read it for like 2 seconds, and I liked the way the guy was explaining stuff, so that's what we got. That one. Abstract algebra, a first look. I've already had a decent introduction to abstract algebra, but I find when you first get exposed to something, especially textbook related, it's very difficult and it ferments, and then you can go back at a second time and understand it better. I don't know if that's the way it needs to be, or that's just the way these textbooks are written though, so I don't think that's a certainty, but that's just the best way to approach textbooks as of right now. But don't take that as for granted, because I think stuff can just be presented better, and it's not gonna be utterly confusing the first time. Then we got rings, fields, and groups, aforementioned one, and then we got our more flowy vibes math book, Men of Mathematics by Eric Temple Bell. I like the author, that's why I grabbed it, and I flipped this one before. I read a biography of 𝚎𝙧 in it. I was just at a library and picked it, but there's a lot more. There's only like 20 pages, and this guy goes through like 30 different mathematicians. This one's Descartes. Who else? Gauss, Copernicus. Oh, not Copernicus. The Copernicus of geometry. Whatever. You get the idea. Somebody named Anima Candida? I don't know who that is. Maybe that's not a person. Maybe that's a Latin thing. That could have been a Latin thing. That might be a Latin thing. That's definitely a Latin thing. That's definitely not a person. Oh, Chroniker? Whatever. You get the idea. I gotta go. Okay, so we're gonna pack this up. I gotta pack this desktop up. It's gonna be, oh, for shit's sakes. It's gonna be all whited out. Hold on here. Mother loving piece of crap. It maxes out the exposure if I don't have this. So I gotta pack this desktop up. It's my editing rig. It's a huge pain. Then we're gonna put it in the truck. We're gonna head out hopefully by 8 o'clock, might be a bit later than that. And then it's the open road for the next 5 hours. Let's get tropical, boys. Crimson and clover. Alright, that looks like it'll work. You can see my face. We are on the open road. Hopefully you can see the moon behind me. It's really, really nice. I'm gonna have to get out of the car. I don't want to get out of the car. I'm not gonna get out of the car. But it's a nice clear night. Nothing more aesthetic than a nighttime drive. Vibes through the roof, man. It's also pretty meditative, so just some pondering going on. Just thinking about reason versus rationality. There's a book called The Master and His Emissary by Ian McGilchrist. I recommend it to literally everybody, but so good. So good. Unbelievably hype. Best book. I always say this. Really, really good book. What else was I thinking about? Oh, we're all gonna make it. That's just classic. That's just a given. That's just an absolute given. The gimbal ran out of battery. All right, it is 3 a.m. Just got there. I don't want to explain, I'm at a halfway kind of point, but gonna leave tomorrow morning to go to the cabin, and it's gonna wrap it up for this library vlog. That's a pretty complete day, I'd say. So without further ado, take it easy. I love you guys. Godspeed, and I will see you in the next one, which is gonna be tomorrow. Just so you know, I'm not lying. 3 a.m. right there, baby.